it's now time for Media Watch. We're joined in studio by Emma James.
Hi there.
Emma, you've been delving into the magical world of Eurovision. A lot of the focus today has been on France.
Yes, very much so, because France really are tipped as one of the favourites. I think the bookmakers have them in fourth place at the moment. And amid all the glitz and glamour and high camp of Eurovision, France's entry has quite a serious message. Take a look at this.
Je suis née ce matin, je m'appelle Merci. Au milieu de la mer, entre deux pays. Merci. C'était un long chemin et maman l'a pris. Elle m'avait dans la peau 8 mois et demi. Oh oui, 8 mois et demi.
Madame Monsieur, a husband and wife team called Jean-Carl Lucas and Emily Satt. And it is the story of Merci, Mercy, as you would say it in English, a migrant baby born at sea in a boat. And it is a real story because Mercy was actually rescued in March 2017 when she was heading her family who were trying to build a new life outside of Nigeria. Her first moments were captured on camera, so she's always been destined for stardom, you might say. Info Migrants here having the story of the baby who inspired a song for the Eurovision Song Contest. And aboard that boat, coincidentally, was a journalist, French journalist from Nice Matin, who actually captured these images of Mercy's first moments on Earth. So it's a really lovely way to keep sort of following that story. And people have been following the story. This is how she looks now. She's currently at a refugee camp in Italy. So it's not the happiest ending to this story, or the happiest update, I should say. She's in a camp in Sicily, and her mother has the right to stay for another 2 years, but she actually hopes to be able to get to France. What is interesting, though, is that some people, despite how heartwarming this might seem to you or I, some people have a problem with it. This gentleman, who interestingly describes himself as a liberal on Twitter, says that a vote for Madame Monsieur and Mercy is a symbolic vote to support the colonisation of Europe. For our children and grandchildren, he goes on, and the future of our continent, we must beat this song. And there are lots and lots of similar people, similar comments being made out there, unfortunately, many giving the thumbs up, though, including this one saying it's a magnificent song full of meaning and hope in humanity. And the Paris mayor, no less, is also a fan. She says she's going to be watching Eurovision tomorrow, Saturday, and she says this song represents the France that we love.
So the mayor of Paris will be watching, but it seems a lot of people in China won't be able to.
No, absolutely. Only one channel in China has the rights, or had the rights, to show the Eurovision Song Contest. But Mango TV has had that revoked. The contract ended by the European Broadcasting Corporation Union because they chose to censor performers. And of course, Eurovision is always about camp celebration of diversity, really, if you like, but they chose to blur rainbow flags, as you can see in this image. They skipped over an Irish performance because the dancers were depicting a gay romance. They also censored a heavily tattooed singer from Albania because apparently China's media regulator earlier this year ruled that there would be a ban on unhealthy elements on TV, tattoos included. The EBU has said no inclusivity, no deal, so they've ended the contract. Many people celebrating this online. Well done, EBU, on standing up to homophobia in China. But spare a thought for the fans, these Chinese fans of Eurovision, saying that it is a luxury for them to see tolerance and diversity like the Eurovision Song Contest, but they hope they'll still be able to keep watching.
Okay, hopefully. And perhaps those countries that you mentioned, Ireland and Albania, perhaps they'll receive a bit of a boost thanks to all the controversy
maybe
this week. Finally then, to southern France, there's been a bit of a, could we call it a facelift to one of the most popular tourist sites in the south of the country?
Absolutely. The Cité de Carcassonne, which is world-renowned, the medieval citadel, its chateau and its ramparts, everybody knows the site. It is, of course, UNESCO, a heritage site. This is how it normally looks for its 3 million plus visitors every year. But, as you say, it has had something of a makeover, which is being met with some people not too happy about it. It's had these, they are called concentric eccentric circles. They've been created by an artist, Felice Verini. He's Italian, but he's based here in Paris. And a lot of people very unhappy about the way in which this has been done. You can get lots more information and images on the Centre for National Monuments. They've produced lots of images of this scene here, and you can see it really does change the whole look of the chateau. It's been done to celebrate the 20th anniversary of it receiving its UNESCO heritage status, and it will stay like this until September. The Centre for National Monuments saying don't panic, nothing permanent has been done. Although it looks like paint, they're actually thin aluminium strips, those yellow circles, and some people very, very unhappy about this indeed. This gentleman saying, shame on the town of Carcassonne who've let an artist defile its heritage. And there has even been a petition written up with more than 2,000 signatures, locals unhappy at the site, even though it's only temporary. And this woman making a very good point. How many visitors will feel the experience is spoiled? Because if you've travelled across the world to see this world-famous site and it's covered in all these weird yellow circles, you might not be too impressed.
No, because it looks nothing like what you would be expecting as a tourist visiting Carcassonne. Okay, thank you, Emma. That's Emma James for with Media Watch. Do stay tuned to France 24. We'll be back shortly.